Deuce. We got the juice, we get it poppin'. Tune in every week, you know we droppin'. City with the prettiest chicks, they jaw droppin'. Turn up your speakers right now and get locked in.
So Lex Paige, we know to be an amazing singer, an amazing songwriter, and overall amazing, talented, creative soul. Today, we're happy to have you with us at 50 Deuce Radio. How's it going?
It's going good. It's a nice little Saturday. Just got back from a photo shoot up there in Louisville. It went great.
So
I'm kind of still geeked about all of that.
I mean, you should tell us about that. Why not? Why not start with that? Tell us about that photo shoot if you can.
It was like my first like professional photo shoot that was for me, not just for like graduation or anything. Even though all of this like great stuff is going on in graduation year, I graduated in December.
Oh, awesome!
It's not what that was for. So it was a lot of fun. I was able to like just use my resources and figure out what I wanted to do when we created some really nice images.
Yeah.
With what was there.
So for the listeners out there who don't know who Lex Paige is, introduce us to Lex Paige. How'd you get the name? Where are you from? Just let us know about yourself.
Okay, so I am a R&B rap artist. I do a mix of the two. I'm born and raised from Nashville, Tennessee. I am a weirdo, a revolutionary, a comedian, a lover, and a fighter at best. I love to push the boundaries and create in almost every situation. That's why, like, if you ever meet me in person, if we're ever in like any space together, I'm kind of all over the place.
I can vouch for that.
Still, like I'm all over the place, yet still composed. I'm just like thinking of like what I could put together and just like, you know, thinking of everything at once. I would say that I belong to the group that's like a mix between the cool kids and the misfits.
I like that. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm not completely a cool kid. Like I might creep the cool kids out, but the misfits love me. But they think I'm kind of like, oh, you want to go hang out with the cool kids a little bit too? Like, yeah, just a little bit.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that a lot.
It's weird. It's an odd spectrum. I came up with the name Lex Paige randomly. Funny story, because I wasn't even gonna do this like whole artist thing. I was really just doing my thing, and the cup just kind of overflowed to where somebody was like, I think we should, go for it. So we're going for it. But I just came up with Lex Paige because that is my name. My name is Alexandria Paige, middle name Paige. But then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I mean, there's like a whole bunch of legends and icons who just use their name.
Exactly.
Plain as day, because all the layers underneath are so intricate. So what?
Oh no! So how long have you been doing music, and who actually inspires you?
I've been singing since I was 3. I've been singing from the jump. I've been an artist since I was like maybe 11 or 12. I was invited to sing at the Sweet Auburn Festival in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
And at first there was like nobody around. And so I sang, funny enough, I sang At Your Best. The lady wanted me to sing At Your Best because she was halfway managing us. She was like, I think she needs to sing At Your Best by Leah and some other song by Tamia. And then I sang a song that I wrote to a Chris Brown Yo beat. That I wrote to that. Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, and one, I still to this day I don't know what the lyrics of that song are anymore. I don't know. It was really, really cute, and I'm really sad about it. But yeah, with that being said, Chris Brown is one of my inspirations. But just from like, if I was to start at the top of the list, so like, gospel music in general inspires me, but the person who I listened to when I was like 10 or 11, I was in middle school. I remember my sister. Y'all's generation used to have those mixtape CDs where y'all would download thing and then put it on a mix CD. So I took one of my sister's mix CDs and I was listening to Tamia, You Put a Move on My Heart. And till this day, that song is like, I would listen to that on repeat, my little accent came out. on repeat, and I was like 10, 11. And that's who really like inspired me to sing. Like that's who I tried to sing like when I was younger.
Tamia?
So,
yeah, Tamia.
Yeah, love Tamia.
so what motivates you? Because I know being an artist can be challenging. You had your hard times and you had your highs and lows. What motivates you to keep you going through those hard times?
I would say first and foremost, my family, because you know I want this for myself, but at the same time, somebody needs to be using it. It needs to be used for some type of good. So like elevating my family, but then also I thought about the fact that just living life in general is worth being motivated by. I mean, you're here, why not? Nobody knows for sure what unfolds in the end. It's just like, why not just kind of lay back and let circumstance carry you and good intention carry you and just love life because you don't know what's going to happen next. And in doing that and evolving, you know, which is also another exciting part of it, in doing that, helping others along the way who are, you know, who might not know or can look at you and learn a lesson through how you live your life.
So Lex Paige, you recently just dropped your first album, Destination Atlas. It's cold. I mean, super dope. On all streaming platforms. Congratulations.
All of them.
Yes, you know I'm a fan. How does it feel? How does it feel, and what was your motivation for the album exactly?
Funny enough, like I was saying this before, I feel great about it. I wasn't gonna do it. That's the thing. I always love music because I went through a tough time with myself, just kind of growing. And that's really what the motivation of the album is as well. Putting out that coming of age story where it's like, have I grown? Seems like I've been doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Like what? Have I grown up? I'm reaching a certain age, and I feel like I'm supposed to be a certain way now. But it seems like I'm still kind of doing this. But it seems like I'm close to this. So, and the funny thing is a lot of the songs that are on there, like I didn't know this pandemic was gonna happen. I didn't think of 2020 as something that could be like I was prophesying over myself at all. So when I wrote Child's Play, I have a line in there that says, and now I'm seeing 2020 and it's clear. And then all of a sudden I drop an album in 2020 and I'm like, oh, look, I see what I did. I see what I did. Cool.
Yeah.
Also even Green, I didn't know that the pandemic was gonna happen and that it was gonna be we were gonna be on the brink of a race war in the middle of me dropping my album. And so in Green I have in there a line, sit back, click clack, waiting for that Armageddon. And I'm just like, I didn't know we was gonna be going through the end of the world type situation when I dropped this album.
Right.
But as far as like when I began to write, like I wrote Destination Atlas over a year ago, sitting in my car driving as an Uber Lyft driver, waiting in the airport queue to get called on because it takes about an hour sitting in the queue. And I was like listening to beats and I was like, I want to do something different. What kind of flow have I not experimented with? What kind of different things have I not done? And so I was sitting there like, and I was like, feel it. Like there was some imagery in there. So, but I wasn't going to write anymore because I felt like I didn't want it to take over me or get overwhelmed by all of the different things I can write about. Always being on an emotional roller coaster and letting my life live me accidentally. So I was just kind of like, maybe I should chill. And then a friend sent my song Destination Atlas, the rough version, to Lee, and then that's how that happened. I was like, shoot, forget it. If I'm gonna have help, I might as well go ahead and try.
So what is your favorite song? What's the most meaningful song on the album to you?
The most meaningful song? I hate that I can't just give you one.
Give me what you got.
So Destination Atlas, Child's Play, and Green are actually the most the ones that have anything to do that are of a true deeper meaning that have to do with me exclusively. In Destination Atlas, I have a line that's like, I got my back against the pulpit and I'm preaching to the choir of the cool kids. Everybody knows like preaching to the choir is like, girl, you just preaching to the choir. We already know this.
Right.
Yep.
Me and the cool kids is like, yeah, we trying to grow up too. I don't know what's going on. No, but I'm following you. What's up? What you gonna do? You gonna move? And that's where I was going with that. And because everybody I would talk to, you know, everybody's graduating. I'm like, man, I just feel confused. And like, bro, I don't know what's going on. They're like, yeah, man, I'm in such and such a struggle, and we've been together for this long and other stuff. So that has a deeper meaning. And I'm also hitting on like memories that I had with past exes. I had one ex that, no, that wasn't 5-star. Actually, Child's Play. Child's Play is the biggest relationship that means the most. And there's a whole like sermon behind Child's Play that I came up with talking to my girl now, a new girl. So Child's Play is just kind of like we being childish, but I'm gonna come stay the night with you. And I use the analogy of like, you know, when you got on your old kindergarten shoes, you know, you're going to outgrow those shoes, so you don't necessarily treat them right.
Yeah.
So you always going to dirty them up, and you on accident and on purpose. But this is the person that you care. You still love these shoes. They was the nice shoes. You got the little light up Skechers that was Velcro that you wore out. But neither of you really appreciated each other for real. I was just using each other, and that relationship after that relationship, that threw me in a spiral all the way up until 2019, the top of 2019, and I was like, okay, now I'm starting to make sense of all these different personal relationships that I've been in. I got a diagnosis, and that's where green comes in. Green is about experiencing psychosis. I didn't know that if you're bipolar, you shouldn't smoke weed or do Adderall for real. And so I was doing both at a certain point and struggling as an Uber Lyft driver. And I would sometimes get paranoid because things were going so bad I couldn't get anything together, you know, struggling to make ends meet with myself and pay my own bills and things like that. Understanding who I was, and, you know, just growing up, it's like, so I was like, I just want to let go, bro. The money coming too slow. I'm fighting with my religion. Like, what do I want to do? What is my idea of God? Like, all this other stuff. And it just seems like life is killing me, and I'm kind of jealous of other people who have a more peaceful life. So that's why I named it I'm Just Green Altogether. Altogether, I'm mad about it. It doesn't even matter. And it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I just kind of like, that's what psychosis feels like. It just feels like a whole bunch of what?
Right.
But I had my family around me. So, and that's why I did it for. I did it for us, for the ones who have been struggling before with that type of thing.
So, like, how's the feedback from the fans been on the project, and what are some of their favorite songs or whatnot?
Every time I go check, first the fans love it. They love Quarantine, really. And Quarantine is one of my favorite because I thought, man, I mixed that one myself, and I had someone put the master on it. It took me a second to do Quarantine. Everybody loved Quarantine, but I actually did Quarantine, and then I mixed it too much, messed up the whole thing. Had to revert it and then remix it, and it took maybe a month to finish that one myself. But that's one of my favorites. That's one of their favorites. They love Destination Atlas. They love 5-star. They love Motion or No Peace. Motion or No Peace is where I really go into what I really mean by Destination Atlas anyway.
Yeah.
But everybody loves Motion or No Peace. Other than that, I haven't gotten any bad reviews. I've had some haters tell me like, well, you could have put a little bit of this right here, or maybe you didn't put too much right there. And
haters the key word there, Lex.
Right. They're haters for a reason.
We know that.
Either way it goes. And my family members, all my family members loved it, because what I wanted to do was capture all of that. Like, living in Nashville, Tennessee, nobody really knows us for real, the different kinds of Black people that are here.
Yeah.
We had, like, I wanted to incorporate the fact that I'm family oriented, and this ain't just for me, this is for my family. So that's why I have my oldest brother bringing us in. We in the car. So you ever been smoking with your siblings? Drinking and smoking with your siblings? And then the oldest one get a little bit too drunk.
Yeah.
And telling everybody like, you gotta work hard, you know.
Yep.
You gotta do this, you can. What you gonna do? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna record this.
Right.
Yeah.
I have
Talk
my
about
childhood
relatable.
best friend. Yeah. I had my childhood best friend doing real talk, and he's like, man, I can't believe, I didn't even know you was recording me. I was like, I know, but I'll let you know. But I let him know before I did the album. I mean, and I let him know up until I let him hear a couple rough drafts of it. Like, you know, you're on my album. My oldest brother's on there twice, and so is my childhood best friend, my dogs. And my brother's on there a little bit too. And I put my mom on there. She's the one answering the phone, and she was like, "Why you do that? I was asleep when you put me on there." But it's like you get an entrance into Alex land, Lex land. This is my world.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought it in the way I did with Destination Atlas. And then wham, into quarantine. This is my life. This is my family. This is what I do. And I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I go through same struggles that everybody else go through. And this is how I interpret it. I date women that don't treat me right all the time. And I also had some songs I was going to put on there. There's some songs that y'all didn't even get to hear that we couldn't finish in time.
Oh, man.
I have this song called Emotional that's actually a good song. It's about a female that I do really like, that didn't hurt me at all, and was not going to leave. That I was hurting with my own issues, my own toxic issues. But y'all will hear that later. Maybe the next album will be the sweeter album where I'm actually in a healthy relationship and I've overcome the cycles that Destination Atlas were about.
Yeah. Okay, so like,
maybe I'll call it conversation.
Are you working with a label or are you independent?
I'd say that I was working with a label. I'm working with 50 Deuce right now. Lee and I have our work together. We have really powerful minds. It's like we understand where we want to go. I see his vision, he sees mine, and then we mesh together and it just works. Mm-hmm. It makes incredible art.
Magic.
Fire. Magic. It's fire.
Yes.
That's my dog.
So we know COVID stopped the flow of a lot of artist projects and things like that. How are you managing being an upcoming artist right now? Do you feel like, some people feel like right now everybody's creative juices are flowing, everybody has a little extra time to really get going and grind on what they're doing. Do you feel like it's helping or hurting you?
I think it's doing nothing but helping me. And anybody. When COVID first happened, I was relieved because I was in school. Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention that I am a college student still. I graduated. But I did say I graduated in December.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But when COVID first happened, I was in school, so it's cold outside still, I think, actually. And I'm working through this stuff. I'm writing all the time, though. I'm constantly writing. I don't mean to always be writing. I just am. Because tunes will pop in my head. I finally bought an Apple Watch so then I could just like jot down whatever I heard in my head real quick. So I'm always writing. And then I decided it did stop the performances. I wasn't able to perform. We were in the middle of rehearsing with a band.
Yes,
because we're going to have performances rolling out. So that hurt. I wasn't able to go back and fix some of those songs that I told you about that were like sweeter songs. But I did get to write Quarantine. And Quarantine is actually a play off of COVID-19. And so, like, it's meaningful in that way. Let's say, I hate to see you all alone. I had to come over. Can you hear me? You got stash, so you need to ask me to bring things additionally. Okay, so like I hate to see you over here by yourself. I know you want me to come over anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, now I let you breathe on me. You get COVID by being exposed to the things that come out of other people's bodies, like breath. It's airborne, is what they say. And so it's just a play off of that. I say, but you won't let me breathe. You won't let me go. Quarantine my mind. You always know that I'm thinking about you. This person got you locked in and you can't breathe type thing. And so now I need to get away from you in the corner because you are COVID. Basically.
Right.
So I thank God for Quarantine because I actually really love that song. That's like my second favorite.
Okay.
Of the Destination Alice.
Okay. I love Quarantine too, by the way. Can we expect any upcoming collaborations?
Maybe a collab with Gwen Bunn coming
That'd be
soon.
cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
we'll give one.
Mm-hmm.
There are some artists in Louisville that I've been trying to get with, but they've been busy. Like Zanaya Harris just dropped something. I really want to work with her at some point. And I actually think we're family, but don't quote me on that. I think we low key family, like on the catty corner.
Okay.
Catty corner. I'm gonna have to talk to her later. And to some other Louisville artists that I vibe with, that I like.
Okay.
Do you have any upcoming projects that are in the works?
Yes, I do. I'm about to drop
about it.
What you
music
got?
videos.
Ooh.
That photo shoot.
Okay.
Like I said, this photo shoot was incredibly sexy, incredibly good. Just fire vibes at the photo shoot. I've got a music video for Stick Up coming out. Motion and No Peace coming out. We're gonna do as
Let's
many
go,
videos
Lex.
as we can. I just wrote a nice sweet song about my boo that I love right now.
Okay.
That I'm mixing on up some artists. I'm trying to get one of my boys to come into the music biz. I don't know if he will. We'll see. But we got some great smooth sounds coming for y'all. Some vibes, some love, for real.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and make it manifested. Chris Brown too.
Oh yeah, definitely got manifested for sure. Any advice you would give any upcoming artists?
Follow your dreams. On God. Like, put it on him. Say, I want help right now. Like, when you pray, be intentional about it and say what it is that you want, because a lot of this stuff happened and it's everything that I wanted anyway. And I haven't had to, exalt too much energy just by simply going for it, putting forth everything that you can and using all the resources. Exhaust your resources.
Hey, yes, for sure.
And then see what else happens. Trial and error. What I say, Control for X because the Y is surrounding me. All this floating in my head is hypotheses and I'm working to the front. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite line.
That's hard.
I was silly. It was low key corny, but I loved it. I thought it was dope as hell.
That's dope.
I put myself on that one. But that's all I have advice wise. Keep grinding, bro, for real, and keep making connections.
Connections are everything.
Yes.
This industry.
Don't be afraid to quarantine after quarantine is over. Isolate whenever isolation is over. Don't be afraid to not create either. Sometimes you need to chill, to recalibrate and not be in the same cycle. But that's what I would say. And love yourself and your art. Do not care what anybody else has to say about your art. It's yours. And if the cup is overflow to everybody else, congratulations.
Well, Lex Paige, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to Lee Ali.
Lee Ali.
The family. And the family. Shout out to my mommy. Shout out to my granny. Shout out to my pops. I love you, pops, up in the heavens. Shout out to granny. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Jamaica Lane, my dog. Woot woot.
Shout out to Jamie Lane. What's up?
Shout out to Lane Remy, because he ain't been able to do no interviews. My dog. That's all I got. Shout out to God, of course.
Okay. Well, we do thank you for joining us. You got Julius over here and DJ K Carm. We appreciate you coming on. We can't wait for the next one. Thank you for rocking with 50 Deuce Radio, as always.
I can tell you one thing. You dropped a lot of jewels in this interview. I feel like I really got to actually know you. And like, I'm ready to, like, 'cause I haven't listened to your music yet, so I'm ready to like dive into that immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. I heard probably a couple songs I thought was dope. I'm ready to dive in because like your story is so interesting. I just like how like relatable you are, and yeah, you got it. And you seem unique, so you got it for sure. You got
Thank you so much, Julius.
I'm loving the Lex vibe. We vibing and
I like it.
That's my dog right there. I love me some DJ K Carm.
Love you too.
Aquarius vibes, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, we might get in trouble a little bit together, but it's all love.
What are you, Julius? What's your zodiac?
Gemini. You already know.
Oh, no.
I'm a little crazy.
We was trying to rock with you, Julius.
Gemini's a little crazy.
No, my mother is a Gemini. It's okay.
My brother is
I
too.
love Geminis. Okay,
We some wild ones.
Well, we good? Is that what it?
Yeah, we good. Thank you for rocking out with 50 Deuce Radio. We appreciate you.
Much love. Much love.